Okay guys, so it's been a long time since I've uploaded a video. I got real busy, and so I was just out washing. So I'm going to quickly go over some of the changes, and then maybe if you leave some questions, I can elaborate in the comments and email me or however you want to do it. Um, so the first thing I had a lot of success on was making the bypass control unit here. So you just go back on my videos and you can watch those. This is just a actuator, and it was operating a ball valve, and some of you guys can already see what I've done. But so this worked for 2 weeks, and it spoiled me on having a remote bypass. And so I thought, well, what's wrong with it? So I took it apart, and it was the limit switch. Well, I couldn't find a limit switch. It was really funky. So I just thought, well, I'll order another actuator right here. And this time this took 2 weeks to get in. And meanwhile, I was walking back and forth to my trailer, doing a manual injector bypass. So I had a manual valve in there. I have to go back and forth, which I can see where it was wearing on me, especially when I got spoiled with the first one that lasted 2 weeks. So I got the second one in. It only lasted one house. So I went to the first house, it worked perfect. And then the next day I went to another house and it worked 3 or 4 times, and then the gears, the teeth on the gears stripped. You just hear them grinding in there. So I got all pissed off and threw this out. And I just thought, I was touting the Flow Pro and how professional it is and stuff, and we're just, I don't have a machine shop and stuff like that. I'm just kind of throwing crap together just like most everybody does. But so I decided to put my money where my mouth was and buy the Flow Pro, and you can get it at flowpro.solutions.com. This thing works great. The range is awesome. The build quality is awesome. I don't know. I mean, if you're charging $300 or $400 a house wash, which to me in my area is low, but if you're charging that, I mean, this thing will pay for itself on the first job. You sell a few extras or 2 jobs at max. So yeah, these are about $600, but man, worth every penny. So so I tried to save some money I built this stuff like during the winter, early spring. As I got busy, I had no time to jack with this. I was making money, so I went this way. So the second biggest upgrade was I got rid of my 12 volt set right here, and actually it went out. It quit. I guess the check valves went out. It quit pulling. So I bought this new Rimco. It's just a 5.5 5.3 gallons per minute, 60 pounder, and all I do is transfer the chem onto the trailer with it. That's all it does. I don't have a 12 volt system at all. So I landed a big contract, and more houses than I thought I'd do in a couple of years. But anyway, so I landed a big contract, and I wanted to have a redundant system of washing houses. I didn't want to break down and then say, oh, I can't do anymore. So I wanted a redundant system, but I didn't want another pressure washer. So I went with the gas, and so I bought an AR-45 at Sprayer Depot of course, got really good service. I think it was here in like 2 days. This is like $1,026. So it comes in as an assembly right here, regulator on it and everything for the 1,026. Now, I couldn't find any motors where I normally buy my motors, like a small engine warehouse. There's a place in Kansas City, well, it used to be called AES. I don't know what it's called now, but I think it's Rotary. I think Rotary bought them out. Anyway, so I went to Harbor Freight. They were out of all motors there, and they didn't know when they were going to get any engines back. So I got on eBay and found this Briggs 6.5 horse and it's electric start. So, you know, I'm getting old and I don't need to pull anything out of place, you know, pulling a rope start. So this motor costs $440. So for about $1,600, I got me a gas roof pump. Paid the $95 to get my blue gun, and all I did was, when I took my 12 volt off, I had my reel all set up here, and instead of running this up here to there, I just ran it over here. So it was a quick install. Now, some of you guys may have seen it already, but this has got an 1.25 inch inlet. Most all manifolds that you buy for gas roof pumps are 1 inch. Even the exit, you know, coming out of a manifold is, I haven't seen any really larger than 1 inch. But I found a 1 inch by 1.25 inch barb fitting, so I could just go ahead and run 1.25 inch here and not have to worry about sizing this elbow down or anything. And you can see what's happened. So this is collapsing. So it's wanting more liquid than I'm giving it, and I've got these 3/4 inch Asahi valves on here, which I am positive those flow at least as much as a 1 inch GF valve. I don't know that for a fact, but just from my past experience, I would say that. But I ordered an elbow here that's going to reduce this down to 1 inch, and I believe that's what a lot of the big boys are doing, just reducing this to 1 inch. And then this is 1 inch, and you know, I'll see if that helps. If that doesn't help, then I've already planned ahead. I've got 1 inch Asahi valves, metering valves, and I will. This is a 1 inch manifold. I have 1 inch adapters already, so I will change these valves out to 1 inch and pipe it all the way back into the bleach and water at 1 inch, and I'm positive that'll work. But for now, you know, I'm just gonna, it's kind of an experiment too. Will the Asahi 3/4 inch valves feed enough for the pump? I think so, because it's already feeding the pump great. This thing shoots about 70 feet. You know, I know everybody listens and watches Leon Johns on his channel. Kudos to him. You know, he says this is a game changer. Well, in my experience, short experience, this is putting out just as much as my big pressure washer, downstreaming and rinsing. The pressure feels similar, but it's I like the feel of the gun, and I like the feel of just when you pull the trigger, you don't have a big burst. Everything seems smoother. I love that. I love that gun. It's just not high pressure enough to put on, a pressure washer. But the gun is game changer too. I was using a M5 nozzle, which was a game changer, but you have to hold it with one hand and twist with the other, and it was just getting to be a pain. And so, man, that General Pump wash down nozzle is the way to go. So did I go over? I had this one here from day one had a water leak right here on that header, and AR sent me new O-rings for that. And then also I have a oil leak down here from day one, and they sent me a new O-ring for the drain plug, so I'm going to put those on. So I've got this remote rinse that I bought from Midwest, and the way I justified I can't remember exactly how much this was, $760 or something. And let me tell you, the workmanship on this and the quality of the components, just the look and feel of it, packaging, everything is worth every penny. And the way I personally justified buying something that I can build is I saved close to that by buying my motor and this assembly here and simply bolting it together. So time is money. I mean, if you've got money, then you can buy some of this stuff. Now, when you first start out, you don't, and I didn't. I was just kind of, if you saw my first video, I'm kind of semi-retired, working. I haven't hit the lottery, but I enjoy working and building this kind of stuff. As soon as you're able to upgrade, even if it's a side gig, when you go from taking, let's say you're just doing a siding wash, gutter, soffit, siding, windows, and that's it. Literally, I have been in and out all by myself. In and out, that means not counting just spraying the house, but 40 minutes on a 1,700 square foot house, story and a half, it doesn't matter. You can do about all your houses like that. I've done big, almost 4,000 square foot, 2,000 square foot on either side duplexes in about an hour and 20 minutes by myself. So the first several houses I did, I had my chem too hot. I was overlapping too much. I wasn't going fast enough. My hoses all got in a knot. It's just hot, and I was just like, man. So every step of the way, I just kept learning and learning, and now I go up to any house, and it's not intimidating anymore. Yeah, I think that's about it. So, in a nutshell, I may have pissed some of you guys off because you follow me because we build our own crap, and I bought, stuff we could have built, but I just didn't have the time.